can you say about where he starts off this season?
Well, I think he starts off right where we left him, right in the bunker. He's watching the video, and I think he's going to be curious to see what else kind of comes from that.
Can you tell us about any other discoveries that he makes down there?
You know what? You know I can't. Don't get me fired. I can't do it. I can tell you that it's pretty awesome, and when you start watching the season, you won't have to wait long to find out kind of what else is going on down there. It's very interesting. It's very fun stuff.
But he learns a lot about, like, the history of what happened? Because
well,
I think Jason was talking about that at Comic-Con.
Was he? You're lying to me?
Swear.
Jason told us your whole storyline, so feel free to talk about it. Is that
fill in the blanks.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll say this, if anyone could kind of find out a little bit more about the past, it would be Merfy at this point, given where he is in the world and kind of the parts in the decimation of Earth that kind of is started where he is currently. So I think it would be tough for him not to kind of clue into some things, I think.
Can you tease a little bit about Murphy's finding out about Allie?
Allie, yeah, the
AI.
Yeah, the AI. Yeah, well, I think he knows sort of. He hasn't met her yet, so let me think about that. All he knows so far where we left him is that he kind of understands very minimally sort of what happens. He gets it just from what the guy's been saying. I don't know if he knows that it's kind of an AI situation or what he knows, because we had to be clued into that as an audience through Jaha. I'll say that Merfy is a lot more kind of astute than people give him credit for, and he's a lot smarter than people realize. So if he gets a couple more pieces of information, I think he'll be one of the few people to actually know almost the whole story, if the pieces fall properly, obviously.
Sort of pushed to have to leave this, swinging pad.
Well, you gotta be careful what you wish for. So yeah, he has everything in front of him right now that he's kind of ever wanted. He's by himself. Like, he's safe, he's by himself, he's got liquor, he's got food, he's got it all. But I'd take it back to one of my favorite episodes of Twilight Zone, where a guy dies and then he ends up in a room with all the things he's ever loved. It's like he's playing pool, he's got women, he's smoking, he's drinking, and for the vast majority of the episode he's having a great time. And then eventually he just starts driving him crazy because it's all he has all the time. And he's like, you know what, screw it, I don't want to go to heaven anymore. Like, just throw me into the other place, throw me into hell. And the guy who's there with him is like, oh, you think this is heaven? This is the other place. And I think that's such a cool idea. Like, you get everything you've ever wanted in your life, but then you have to do it so much to the point where you hate it. And that would be hell. So we'll see what Merfy does down there. He's got everything he wants for now.
Jaha kind of feels like he's on this quest or this mission. He has a purpose. Kind of, what does your character kind of feel about Jaha's
mission? Yeah. Currently, not too much. I mean, he left him. He just left me. He left me there for dead, pretty much. I mean, I wasn't faring too well. So I don't think, after the whole boat excursion, I don't think too much of it. I don't know if Merfy ever really bought into the whole City of Light, Destiny sort of talk that Jaha was getting into, that very kind of prophetic sort of storyline that he has going on. He was more of a means to an end for Merfy, I think, just to kind of, if there is a chance that there is something out there, Merfy wanted to get there. He wanted to get away because he had nothing left to live for where he was. No one was looking out for him, so he thought, well, this is a guy who may offer another way. But I don't think he ever really bought into the hype too much.
Is there any romance for Merfy, or do you enjoy that his arc is about more than just...
You know what, I'd love for him to have a little romance in his life. But I go back to Merfy just being, he's not a one-dimensional character with the survival thing, but that is his, he's a guy who cares about himself first and foremost, and where he is right now, it's just about making sure he makes it through to the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. If he finds someone that possibly could help him survive in a partner that way, I could see him kind of having a love interest in that maybe, but I would see him having a business partner before having a love interest in him.
I mean, if he's surviving day to day or trying to figure out a way to survive day to day, I mean, how is that? Is he being devious? Is he being crafty? Is he being
He's
manipulative?
being whatever he needs to be. He's very crafty. He'll do what it takes. I think you'll see this season Merfy will start to maybe put the well-being of others not on the same level as himself, but bring it up a little bit, because he couldn't care what happened to other people before. But now, I think he's getting lonely. Honestly, I think he's been lonely, and he's seeing that even with the tease of the friendship that he had with Jaha, that's kind of gone now. It was nice to have someone to talk to and nice to be with someone. So I think you'll see Merfy kind of open up avenues to other people and take them in and kind of look to protect people.